we're live. I thought it was Saturday, to be honest. On a Friday, then. Jeez, really? I mean, kind of. It's Friday, the 4th of July. The 4th of July. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Siva. I am your messenger of God, first child of God, Lilith reincarnated. That is Archangel Metatron. And he's plagued my mind. I don't know, I got stuck in his realm and we're stuck there. Why are we stuck there? Well, because I started to teach the ascension path, and you can't know the ascension path without him. Well, not really. I taught you different ways of the ascension path, but once I got into the tree of life, that was his way. And tarot was part of the way. I had just finished up a teaching about tarot. You can use tarot to have the understanding of the tree of life if you understand the tarot is connected to the planets. Why do you need to know the planets? Because the planets are listed in the tree of life. So that's what started my teaching today. Now, mind you, yes, I left a dark night of the soul teaching last night. I processed most of that this morning, going through memory lane and all of that deep shit. We will bring that back up later in some other textbooks, but that is the whole reason I process that stuff, so that I can move on to something more enlightening, like what we're doing right now. How did we get here? Funny story. How did we get here to this whole thing? How everything came out like this is a funny story. It was Marshall that started it. Picking fights with fucking Kanye over there. I started thinking about it because yesterday when I pulled the cards, it said that the Queen of Wands was Venus. So then, in the middle of that, I wanted to know what planets represented what cards. That was what started this whole conversation. Why? I didn't ask the why. They just started teaching us the cards in planetary form. And I'm like, why do we gotta learn this? I mean, I did ask, but it didn't matter. I just knew. Until I asked the real question, which ones? Right? So that's where I realized something extremely important. And we're gonna break that down, but that's where it started. Is because myself and my twin flames represent planets, as well as ancient figures in time, gods, goddess. I'm always the goddess. All of these ancient figures in time and stuff like that. So they're represented in the tree of life, and that's how it is as I end up going through these, my twin flames. Is because if I'm in this, I know the energy. I know exactly when I'm in my Queen of Swords energy from the moment I open my eyes. You can tell, I know when I'm in my Queen of Cups. I know when I'm in my Queen of Wands. I know when I'm in my freaking Queen of Pentacles. I know when I'm being an Empress. I'm always the motherfucking High Priestess, bro. But depending on my actions will determine, the rest of the play out of the cards, where I am in that energy. So, that being said, it all kind of started with some shit like that. That's how the conversation started. Then I was guided to break down the cards into suits, which, again, we're back where we started, but with more purpose and a reason for the understanding. I taught you, and I still haven't put it together, and now it makes sense because it wasn't fully put together. This is what I hate about them. We start all these projects, and they just keep going on forever. Do they? Yeah, because they're not linear. Nothing is linear. When you're traveling through different multi-dimensions, that's why we're getting multi-dimensional reads. I'm not just in one dimension. I'm not just in the 3D doing fucking love readings and fucking checking on your fucking finances. That's stupid shit. We're going 5D, 6D, 7D. Where are we now? Beyond space and time. Last I checked, I was in the 9th dimension, but we're further than that. Or much further than that if I accessed him. He's another dimension. It's not the 13th, because that's where God lies. So somewhere in between there. I don't know. Let's say the 11th, right? Why? Because 1 is new beginnings. I don't know. We can go looking for answers, but I have enough questions and answers to go around. So that's where we are. And as I travel through these dimensions, which is in essence the fucking tree of life, I get stuck in each one, and that's where I have to channel messages from. I'm traveling through the multi dimensions of the multi-realms of reality. And as I go through them, I broadcast messages. So last night we were in the dark night of the soul. So I'm in the bottom of the pits broadcasting messages. Parallel to that, we'll see where we are in the mirror. It's an hourglass, bro. No matter which way you go, you're facing both. The closer you get to the light, the more darkness you face. The more you go into the darkness, the more light you find. Really? Yeah, look at where we are. I was in all kinds of dark shit last night, and here we are, bright and light. I did plead to God because these transmissions are worse than the fucking Palladians. It starts in the temple of my head, and it got bad, bro. It got so bad. I said last night I was going to go to urgent care. I was able to pinpoint it to where it shot through a nerve down into my teeth. But it starts, bro. It starts right here, and it shoots through into my eyes. My whole cheekbone, dude, starts locking up down into my jaw, and it had my teeth fucked off, bro. Really? Yeah. These transmissions, I can't take them. They have to find another way to give them to me. So that's where all this came from. It's going to come in real thick and heavy, but it fucked up my face taking it in. Are you serious? Yeah, bro. Straight through my temple. He touches my temple, bro, and it just fills, and it's like the most excruciating pain, bro, that ran through my face. And it was like my bones, dude, down to my nerves. It finally went away this morning. I finally got it to go away. I started doing all kinds of shit. Really? Yeah, I pulled out the clover. I pulled out all kinds of fucking remedies, bro. I was dying. But I could, you know what I mean? Going to the doctors, it's like, I know what it really is, but I can't tell them that. So I'm like, all I could do is tell them I have all these symptoms, and they're going to give me a pain pill. I'm like, that's not going to work, bro. I just need to work through this. And that's what I had to say is like, oh, this too shall pass. It's been killing me. It's been killing me since they started giving them to me, and it got worse and worse. So I'm going to push this through, and they've got to find another way to fucking give me these fucking downloads because they're killing my fucking face. All right, so let's move on. In front of you are all of I want to go through them because I want you to see the visuals. It's unreal, right? And then we're going to go through the whole deck. It's going to be like an intro to tarot, fucking cosmic tarot, I guess. I want to start like I want to start, but I have to start in the way that they start because in most decks, they start with the major arcanas. All right? So we're going to follow the yellow brick road. What are you looking for right now? I want you to stare at the images. That's it. You have it in the back of your head. I've placed the understanding of which these cards are, and I'll tell you which ones we don't have. And I want you to stare at the images. You're going to put these images with your understanding. That's all we're doing. Okay, here's the Fool. The Butterfly. The Fool. Okay. I'm going to go through these. The Magician. The High Priestess. That's a beautiful High Priestess card, isn't it? The Empress. See it? Watch the imagery. That's all I need you to take in right now. Okay? The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. A bit of science behind that one. The Chariot. The rocket ship. I need to remember that. Strength. The Hermit. Oops, apologies. See the balance? Do you see the planets, to see what's going on here. The Wheel of Fortune. Look closely at that wheel and the symbols on that wheel. Justice. Oops, it's upside down. The Hangman. Death. Temperance. You see how it's holding down the masculine, the triangle? The Devil. The Tower. Coincidence? I don't think so. The Star. Moon. The Sun. I believe it's upside down. Yep, that looks better. Is that Leonardo da Vinci's design of the virtuous man? Is that the activation of the Merkaba? Judgment. The Fates. The World. Now, this has two cards that other ones don't have. It has the Universe. And it has the Phoenix. And I don't think it matters which way you look at it. Okay. So, imagine that the tarot cards were created on the planets rather than these being created, you know what I mean, the other way around. They didn't fit them for the planets, they were originally created for that. Alright, I'm going to show you these, the progression, because you don't always see it so lovely. I'm going to show you the pinnacles. I'm going to show you each of them. There's the King. What is that? Saturn. King of Pentacles is Saturn. There's the Queen. Watch this evolution. Just watch the pictures. The Knight. The Page. I want to point out the color schemes too. The 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, ace. Let's go through the swords. King of Swords. What's that? I imagine it's probably Neptune. Queen. Probably Andromeda. Knight. Page. That's Hermes for sure. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Ace of Swords. No matter what tarot deck you get, there's going to be some resemblance. But the thing is each of them have very different meaning behind the pictorials and behind the description. There is so many of them, and it goes down to music. They don't mean the same in every deck. The underlining meaning, yes, but this one has, that's like the broth. What's the meat and potatoes of this particular card? Each card is in a context. They're all in the tarot library. And that's what it is. Each of them, you identify with each of them on a different level. Going back to my Notoria, we can look at them. They're exactly set up like this too. But that's for the whole tree of life. You have to understand that. And let me pull those out. No, after this. All right. The King of Wands, we found out was Jupiter. The King, and these are only the few that we've pulled. The Queen was Venus. Now watch this. The Knight of Wands. The Page of Wands. 10 of Wands. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. The Ace of Wands. Did you see the vibrancy in them? You saw the fire. They were like lightsabers, opposed to the lightning of the air. Never mind, it was Neptune. King of Cups. Queen. Knight. Do you remember who this was? Perseus. Page. 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups. 8 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Look at the cups. That's our illusion card. Look at the illusions in the card. Six. 5. 4. 3. 2. Ace of Cups. Granted, they have the same meaning, but they don't when you stare at the pictures. They give much more meaning. Understanding. Okay, so I went through all of the cards, right? Yes. Yes. What are these? I don't have these over here. Please go with these ones. Okay, now, I want to show you all of that. Let's go back to my Notorious. Tell everyone these are the highest level of tarot that you can get. Because of... Hold on, give me a second. Here they are. are. They're in a very special case. Confirmation. It's the same cards. Right now, we're working through them. These are the notorious, one at a time. We are currently at the Nine of Wands. But now, having seen those cards, you can have a better understanding. Because there's our planets, yes. Remember, this is the angelical symbol, the order in which they are. This is the angel, archangel, or depending on where he is. All right, this is the tarot. This will be the planet. This will be the sign. On the bottom will be the erotesic of tarot. Because sometimes they're different than erotesic. Are we still reading this as a Nine of Wands, or is there a lot more going on in this? If you know the signs and the planets and the sickles and the angels. So number 62, and this is where it is. I wish I could blow this up. I need a picture of this blown up. Right? So, in my Black Arts book, which is currently right here, help me, I don't want to look through it. Not natal astrology. Get out of that. Jeez. Making of stones. We're pretty much getting close to natal astrology because you need to know this. Is how this works through you and your natal chart. Okay, the paths of tarot. Jeez, this is so beyond your understanding, but I'm trying to help you to understand this. Give me a second, because I can't fully. Alright, here's the graph of it. The Fool card is an air element. It represents the man and the eagle. The planet, or the plants, is aspen, and then the colors, right? It teaches you all this. Now, over here are the letters. Remember, based on the Hebrew letters, where they aligned, you would know where you were in the tree of life, right? So you see how it is? Look. Temperance is Sagittarius and Jupiter. Devil is Capricorn and Saturn. Stars are Aquarius and Saturn. Moon is Pisces and Jupiter, right? Now, why do you need to know all that? Let's go back to this first book. Where is it? Not this one. What planets are you going through? This one doesn't show it. It's actually on another one. But they're labeled by planets. Each of these are labeled by planets. So you know where you were going through that. You knew what oils to use. You knew what herbs to use. You knew what colors to work with, bro. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, bro. There's much more to it. I didn't learn tarot like you learned tarot. But I'm pretty sure that this is what fucking Wolfman learned. This has put you in a position of having to defend something indefensible. Unless you can show some strength of character and admit you were wrong, you stand to lose a lot more than you imagine. That's where this goes on. If ties to the physical world hold you back, enslaving you and leading you to division, you will have to seek a way to recover and broad and total vision of golden spark inlaid within you. If you're alone, if you feel alone and isolated, relationships never seem to work out, and you must look at yourself for the cause. Don't keep repeating the same destructive patterns. Depending on the surrounding cards, the Nine of Wands reverse can indicate ill health, physical or mental. Well, that's a great place to be. And again, you're dealing with Venus, which is Friday, of course. Aquarius, we could pull out my other cards to dig further into this. So you can't have a full understanding of what you're dealing with, but in one card you can have a full fucking understanding of what you're dealing with if you know all the understandings. So I'm just going to jump into Aquarius and my Black Moon Lilith cards. Astrological is the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. How did I miss this? Oh, because we're going through signs, not planets. Duh. Scorpio. Where's Aquarius? Sagittarius. Capricorn. Aquarius. Honor your individuality. It's time to let your freak flag fly for the world to see. When Black Moon Lilith is in Aquarius, It encourages you to embrace what makes you unique. It will require you to be brave and unapologetic. True friends and aligned souls will accept you for who you are. Lilith in Aquarius represents revolution and rebellion against status quos. Aquarius is a fixed air sign symbolized by the water bearer who pours ascending knowledge out to the collective. Would that be you, Mr. Metatron? Structured Saturn, which comes in tomorrow, and eccentric Uranus, which is moving through the sky. Uranus is going into Gemini, are the planetary rulers of Aquarius. Do you understand how all of this planetary movement is affecting you? What does that mean for you? You need your natal chart. That's why he's trying to get me on to natal charts. I have to teach you your natal chart. You're going to have to pull one to understand it. Uranus and, when Lilith is in this innovative sign, you can expect radical points of view, transcending societal expectations. Rosa Parks, there we go, was arrested when she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in 1955. And that's it, bro. It's a spark of genius, bro. A spark up your ass where you're not going to fucking fall in line. The Lilith has overtaken you. You're about to stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. That's why they talk to me, dude. I talked them into that. I talked them into standing up for themselves. I have a dream. Keep dreaming, bro. We're going to do this. We're not giving up on this. Alright? Aquarius can also experience feelings of being the black sheep early in life. Your ancestry or childhood, this natal desire for liberation from the collective could have been shunned. You march to the beat of your own drum and you may be disliked or feared by others. Yeah, because I don't do what you fucking say. Fuck what you say. Go do what your mom said. It's about accepting yourself, quirks and all. Once you do this, those who appreciate you will find your message incredibly healing and uplifting. And that's it too, as gross as that was. Marshall loved it. He loved those dirty, nasty, terrible, heartfelt stories of my suffering and pain. It's all sugar-coated until he meets someone like me. It's like those love stories don't do it to him. That's full of fluffing shit. But when he hears the tragic shit of my life, it's like, oh. Dark feminine shadow work. Visual meditation is a powerful tool to help you build your confidence. During meditation, take time to allow your mind to visualize exactly who you are and what you want to be. This will power your future timeline with thoughts. Who are you and what do you want to be? Good luck with that. Oh, I feel like you're going to have an Einstein moment and just kind of lose your mind to that one. You don't know what you want to be. You want to be everything, don't you? Okay, maybe you don't. Maybe it's a Sagittarius thing. I'm not limited to one thing, so I can't focus on one thing. I just want to be everything, and I'll take anything. I'll take it all as it comes. But if you only want to be one thing, then start seeing yourself as that one thing. Go dress yourself up like a little girl or boy in front of the mirror and pretend you're that one thing. You know what I mean? Dress for the job that you want to have. Start walking in it, I guess. You attract one-of-a-kind people in your life who reflect the unique qualities you desire. That's what I said. We're fucking lunatics, Marshall. We are fucking lunatics. Learn from them and integrate what you admire instead of wanting to conform to the rest of society. I know, I was like, you're just out here picking fights? You picked a fight with Kanye? That's not even fair, dude. Kanye really can't fight for himself. You're asking him to speak up? You know he's got to say something. And that's not fair. Kanye's a weenie. Why don't you pick a fight with, like, Kendrick or something? Could have been a good fight. You would have destroyed him. I would have liked to see that. I was like, if you're just going to be out here picking fights. I mean, this is so you. And as I'm sitting there like, don't be you, I'm like, well, I'm over here fighting everyone too, so who are we going to talk about today? And then here comes Pac. Pac will sit there and inspire both of us to talk shit about everyone on the mic. You're not helpful. These guys. In the essence, it's a dual energy. Like, for real, let's duel. Let's pick on Kanye. That's what I told him. I was like, you could have talked about any dick sucker in the world. You had to go pick on Kanye. Why'd you have to do that? Yeah, go ahead. Fucking Kanye. It's funny. Why? Because it's him. Because he can. What you gonna say? Say something, bitch. I double dare you. I double dog dare you, bitch. Say something. That's me and him. When we double dare you to say something. Why? Because we killed you with the truth, bro. We fucking murdered you with that line. Why? Because it was true. You cock-sucking motherfucker, bro. You cock-sucker. That was a gay line. Did you say the F word too? We're not supposed to say that. Did you know that? I know. I fucking slipped and slid and fucking called that dude that fucking word the very next day. Try not to do that today. We'll work on that, right? Then you look at it, you're like, God, why'd you make them like that? I don't know. He had to make another one for me. Oh, damn it. Needs to be better. Let's work on that. You can't. With Pac in your ear. Ugh. I should have never sent him to your side. It's really hard. He just he encourages that bullshit. Every time you fuck with my fucking phone, CJ, you fuck with my fucking shit. You always ask me to do some shit reading and it fucks up my reading. If it fucked up my reading, you're never allowed to use my shit again. I'm telling you that. Embrace who you are. The collective needs your unique soul. I mean, we didn't need you. I guess somebody was waiting to talk about Kanye's dick-sucking behaviors. It would only be me and you. The king and queen of dick-sucking. And then I played the love game, and it's all, I don't know. Are you tired of blowjobs? Not Kanye. Come here, Kanye, let me show you how it's done. We can have fun with this one. In the essence, you're like, you guys are psycho. I know. Bonnie and Clyde shit. But we can't be together like that. That's not, we're going to end up like him in his last life. I got to be a better wife than that. He's got to be a better husband. We're working on it from very far away. He's not doing as well as me, but, you know, he's him, I'm me. We're both trying to improve areas of our lives. Mine's not, you know, shit. We're doing as well as we can. And that's it. Are you looking in the mirror? I am. Who'd you see? I see you. I'm going to tell him to stop talking shit when that's all I do. I wanted to. I was like, you're talking shit about our boys. Well, you're talking shit about our boys. I was like, why don't you just talk shit about Russ? What's the difference between Russ and Kanye? Nothing, actually, you're right. Fuck them both off. I get you, and you get me. And it gets really ugly around this time. Anyways, yeah. So that's what that card says, but it says a lot more than that. It says a lot more than that. So that's how the tarot works, right? So it's not. I mean, it does. It's not supposed to be used for something stupid like stalking your ex-lovers all the time. It's such a waste of fucking space and time. And that's what fucking tarot readers do, bro. I've yet to see a tarot reader tell you anything else, but let's talk about the person that's not the no contact. How can you ask those questions without feeling like a stalker, bro? Let's see what's going on with the person that's not to you. They're not talking to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to stalk them spiritually. We already know you're all over their fucking Instagram and their fucking Facebook. You probably have connections to their fucking Netflix, watching their movies with them. You're a psycho. And I go back to you lunatics that are over there with my image in a fucking pentagram jerking off. You're a loser. Do you know what I told Twin Flame X when I was done? I said, you're not my fucking future. You're my past. Why? Because you can't have a fucking future on this bullshit. You're playing those past game bullshit. Pass the dochi on the left-hand side. Hey, did you see that purple-ass weed I posted this morning? That shit was so purple. I was like, it's the purple people eater. And then I pulled out this fucking purple-ass incense. I was just like in the fucking purple flame. Purple rain, which is Melchizedek. And we're right in between, you know, throw Jesus in there and we're all love and light, motherfuckers. But anyways, that's how it happened. How did this happen? I was in the dark. And then the light came, and I couldn't get it back to the dark because it's all bright, because the light makes the dark go away. That's what happens all the time. Same thing with the memories. Process them, and then the light will come. You'll get those aha moments, and it's like, oh, okay. Nah, ha, ha. Ha ha, not so funny, okay. So really, what happened here? I really just wanted to pull out the cards and find out what planets represented what arcana is. But we kind of did that, and I don't remember that because it's in the video, and I'll watch it later some days, too. But they'll keep teaching us. And then that goes back to fucking Vedic astrology. Their planets were fucking named, they were named gods. Just like Greek. Really? Yeah, them bastards. pissing me off with all this. I have to get you to get a natal chart, right? Here's the chart, right? So here's you, your virtuous little self, and everything was lined up when you were born. As it shifts and moves in you. They're pushing buttons. You're lighting up like a fucking Christmas tree, bro. And you have to work with that. All right, so there's our planets again. Those are the same fucking planets that are on the tree of life. Jupiter, Venus, Mercury. Life without knowing all the pieces that were hidden in time and space. God was totally fucking with y'all, bro. It's a fucking puzzle. Right? And then we got numerology. And it all we have to do with astrology. See? I'm running out of fucking space for all this fucking time and shit. And how does that work together? Don't forget feng shui. How we put all these elements. And that's what it is. The fucking planets represent an element. You see the 5 planets down here? The destructive elemental cycle. I feel like that's my life right there for sure. Alright, now go back to this. And this tells you. So fire would be Mars, obviously. Water would be fucking Venus. Let's see, Earth, right? Yeah, is Mercury. Jupiter is what? Gold. Is gold on there? Maybe that's metal. Right? No, because this one says silver. I don't know. They're all right there too, and that's what those candles are that are all set up around my altar. And that's how it all works. It all is a language. It just was taught. His language was taught different in all tongues, but it all comes together, and without knowing, shut up, all tongues, 12 tribes and all this shit, you can't fully understand it. Jewish rabbis were never going to fully understand the tree of life without all of the pieces and components. No more were the gurus and Hindus and the Vishnus and all of that were they going to understand the full ascension without understanding the principalities of the ascension. And all of that came down to the quantum physics of the different realms, because you're entering. How does that work? If we know that all of these cards represent, certain part of these cards represent planets, right? You have to go through certain, as this says, certain parts of time and space to get to that planet. That time and space are listed on these cards as the ascension path, bro. Meaning you have to go from the Ace of Wands to get to the King of Wands. So there's a direct line through space to get to what? What's the King of Wands? Jupiter, bro. There's a path to fucking Jupiter. What does that mean? In the tree of life, there's a fucking path that you will go through. But if you mirror that path, we can look through the pits of hell, meaning what demons, what part of yourself, what part of the fucking mirror you're going to have to face to get to that level of ascension. Which, according to Jupiter, is at the highest, and that's the fucking thrones. Dun dun dun! Or maybe it was this is the cherubim. I don't know. I don't have that picture in front of me right now at this moment. It's spread out everywhere. And so as soon as I started putting the pieces together, then he came to put the pieces together. Because I'd already pulled together all the pieces. He needed to make the picture. And he busted my head with it, dude. He literally exploded my head with that bullshit. My brain didn't have the capacity to process that kind of information. It hurt. It was sitting in my head and in my face for like days, trying to get it to process into words. I knew what I was doing. It was only just recently that I came up with that, and it came from Marshall. Truthfully, yeah, I just wanted to see. You know what I mean? Jupiter and Venus, right? So I knew that was king and queen. So I wanted to see the other planets, how they played out in these cards. And that's how I got all of this together. Really? Ta-da! And that goes back to the whole hierarchy of the divine. Why does she only speak through music? Because I'm part of the choirs. If you want to get to me, send me some good vibrations. So yeah, there's your out of this world teaching. It made sense, right? Now do you understand why he wants us to understand time and space? Who traveled through time and space to get to these planets? People did. You can do it through your body. You can astral travel through time and space. So they went through. And science was able to, you know what I mean? How did science find this out? Him. He gave them the vision, and they had to figure it out. But in essence, we didn't. going back to the Egyptians, we just took it at value. They talked directly to us. It wasn't so difficult to work through the mind because we didn't have a mind's programming. We weren't set on a particular way. We were learning the way through nature, through the movement of the seasons, through the stars in the sky, and how they moved, and that's how it happened. And we ended up becoming, just as the Greeks and stuff, just as the Romans believed, we became the stars. We would live up there. That was heaven, was the sky right above the humanity, so we could stay right there and look upon them at all times. Even in the day, we're still there. It's just that the sun is too bright for you to see us, but we're still there. We're not moving. And you guys are just moving around seeing your ancestors. You're just moving around. The whole fucking universe is just watching you all the fucking time. Talk about stalker 9 could be watching you. Alright, so interesting enough, right? So these tarot readers don't know shit. They know the basic value of a card and what that is. And I taught you that in my intro to tarot. I did the whole thing with what the basic meaning of these cards are. I used a lot of testimony to how each of those cards, I take a level. When I pull out our 3-card spread, I'm going to leave these cards now that we've gotten the gist of it. I'm going to get my original cards out if I can fucking put these motherfuckers back. When I pull out 3 cards, it says where we are. Once we know these cards, where we are in the tree of life. And that's it. I pull out what is our current energy. Where are we currently in our tree of life? Then I'll say, what is our spiritual work at hand? What do we need to work on to get to the next place in the tree of life? And what's that going to look like? That's how I read tarot. 3 cards. There's many ways that people read tarot, but apparently, as I'm showing you, they're just stalking people. Alright, this is not it. I don't even know where my original tarot is. I've had so many cards and books coming out through here. One day, I will have this, what I was looking for. Alright, here, let me go back to this just so you can see one more time. These ones show it, the planets. So, this is your moon, your sun. I forgot them all. But here's Jupiter, where we're working through. Or, excuse me, here's Saturn, where he has us. Here's Jupiter, right? And then there's Venus is up here. No, this one. I don't know all my signs. And then those little symbols in between paths are Hebrew letters that I showed you in that dark arts. Based on those letters, right, you would know where you were on this tree of life. But according to Dante, and actually it looks just like this, Dante's view is that you're going downwards. As you go down, you're accessing it. And that's how I access it. The deeper I go into the dark night of the soul, the higher I ascend. Alright, what card was that? The surgeon that we looked at. But that's not what we're looking for. I'm just going to take the cards I have, I think. At this point, I'm about ready to give up, because I have too many cards all over my place. Let me see if they're in any of these. Okay, these he wants me to keep out. We want to keep out the Quantum Tarot. Oh my God. We can put up those ones. These are Dark Night of the Soul cards for later. I feel like we did those cards, God. Why do we need more Dark Night of the Soul cards? Is there more to come? God, I was having fireworks and shit. Fucking shit. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to try one more time to find these cards. They're in here. It's just there's so many. I don't know where they are. They get mixed in, and I got to look at, like, the top of every card, and then I just can't see them. And I give up like I just did right now, because I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe they're in here. I think they're in here. Yeah, that's what he said. There they are. These were my original tarots, the Cosmic Seed tarots. These ones, again, have all different cultures and symbols. You can't put them together like that and see all of the cups look the same and all of that. There's some similarities, but not really. So we're going to do a quick spread here. Where are we currently? Hangman. I'm going to read it out of just the cosmic because you've heard it in all different ways. And this is it. This one came with a 7-card spread, a spiritual growth spread. The first question is, where are we presently? The second one was, and this is how I used to read them, the spiritual work at hand. The next ones would be the environment that's going to support or challenge us. The next 2 would be the progression, and then it would be the outcome. I stopped doing it like that because it just turned out to be too much. Why? I talk too fucking much. Haven't you noticed? Haven't you noticed? Alright, let's see. The Hanged One. Surrender, metamorphosis, pause. Is something out of your control? It may be time to pause, to suspend all action, and be still for a time. The Hanged One also represents a need to surrender, either your position or maybe to a higher power. In this position, there's nothing to be done but wait and reflect until there is a shift in your current circumstance. This card can also reflect the process of transformation. Who are you becoming? The reverse possibility is indecision, procrastination, and a fear to change. What's our spiritual work in hand? That's about right, as you're in the Hangman. Shadow, unconscious, intuition. The moon is connected with the intuition and the mysteries of life. You may be experiencing a deepening of your clairsenses. Work with the moon phases to connect with the divine feminine aspect within you to expand your abilities. This card also alludes to the unconscious and the shadow, and it can be associated with fear and illusion. Shadow work is an incredibly potent spirit work, bringing light to the aspects of yourself that you have kept in the dark so that you can fully know and love yourself whole. That's what I did last night. I pulled up my whole fucking first marriage. Well, I mean, I pulled up all of them, but that one especially. I pulled up all those shadows, that whole part of me that nobody knows exists, that I keep hidden because it's too painful to talk about. It's too hard to remember. I don't want to ever think about it. That's what I did. Reverse, confusion, releasing fears, and dreams. What's the outcome? Oh, guys, this is all good, bro. See that face? That's a happy face, bro. Ace of Wands, 2 Wands, 6 of Wands. Victory, recognition, reward. Success is yours. Confidence and accomplishment. Take up space. Allow your magnificent light to shine. You have support of others. The reverse possibility is you're being egotistical and you have a fall from grace. Well, if you didn't do what I did, then you're stuck in making a decision, facing your true feelings, and letting the victory be had. I'm not going to push you because I know the planets are. Alright, you know what I mean? These planets are pushing you. They're pushing you to take action in your heart. I have to too. And it's like you can try to, this is a planetary push inside of you and outside of you. You're literally fighting forces that are the unseen. And that went back to, what did we say? Our 9 of Wands. Looking for love in the wrong places, fields, situations, refusing to accept change. By refusing, it means you're not just initiating it. You're not taking control. That's what that whole hangman is. You're not taking control. And the moon is about your divine feminine. You need to take control in your heart. You need to do what your heart says. The 6 of Wands is a victory. If you do what your heart says, you'll be happy, bro. It'll all be over. The fight is, as long as you want to fight what your heart says, and that went back to yesterday, my twin flame readings. If you're in love and you're fighting it, that's going to drive you fucking crazy. And it's in the cards that it is. You can't fight your heart, bro. You can. You can. But it's a long, steady battle, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose what means most to you, because your heart just wants what makes you happy. And you're trying to deny what makes you happy. That's why you're fighting a losing battle. And if you were to win, you're going to lose what makes you happy. Your heart knows best. Towards the end, you can watch these videos before he came back. I was fighting it so hard, dude. Everything in me was fighting not to talk to Bobby. Everything was fighting me. I was using every bit of my strength not to give in to this. And then I was like, alright, if I'm going to give in, I'm going to fully give in. I'm going to fully give in then. I'm going to fully give in. Did I regret it? No. And whatever happened, happened. But at least I did what my heart said, and I didn't have to keep listening to it anymore. I stopped crying for him. After I saw him, it was over. I stopped crying for him. I stopped wanting him. I stopped eating me alive. Once I just gave him to it. Gave myself. Gave into myself is what it was. It was a part of me that wanted to see him and wanted to be around him, and I just wouldn't let it live. I kept saying that, no, this isn't good, and this is no good, and this is, all you're going to do is get hurt, and it didn't matter. I was fully aware that this wasn't going to end well, but my heart just wanted it. It didn't matter if it didn't end well, just let me be. And so I let it be. And I really didn't get that hurt over it, because my heart was happy. I got what it wanted. Like a blowjob? No! That was me uncontrolling my fucking impulses. My heart just wanted to see him. That's it. And I wouldn't let him. That's all. And that was, you know what I mean? When I saw him, that was where, you know, the impulses and patterning came into play. And I got to sit back and watch how I acted with him. And it was fun, and it was exciting, and I could see why I wanted to do that. I acted a fool with him. My heart wanted to just act foolish. And again, if I didn't allow it to, it never would have acted that way with anyone. It hasn't. I have no proof that it acted that way with my ex-husbands. It acts a way with him I've never seen. I had to let it. And you can watch the videos of me years fighting it, especially towards the end. Let's say December, bro. Something happened in December where it was too hard. I remember sitting there crying really hard about I can't do this, praying to Jesus, help me. What am I supposed to do? I tried. I used God. I did that with Russ too, bro. I did it a lot. I did it a lot, not wanting to love. Some of them were easier to just give into. I didn't have the fear of giving into it. I didn't have to fear they was going to get hurt. They didn't act funny if I did. If you want to quit a job, bro, it's just gonna keep eating at you. Everything about that job is gonna fucking eat you alive every minute you're there. If you want to move out of your house or you want to get out of a relationship, bro, it's just gonna keep eating at you. And eating at you and eating at you. And you're going to try your best to do your best, bro, but you're not. You don't understand it. It's fucking termites. It's eating away at you. Just give in. That's where he says, I feel like you're the devil trying to tempt me. I mean, I feel it too. I asked God and he said to go with this. I'm just saying, this is, whatever you're facing, that's what you're, whatever part of your life is, you have to just face it. You can't just hang there. You can't just hang yourself out to dry like that. Telling yourself no, and then asking other people to tell you no. Stop telling yourself no and just give yourself a yes one time and see what happens. You're going to have a smiling face like that. Yeah, some people are going to be mad when you make that decision. But you'll feel like that internally. Your heart will light up that it got its way, that you listened to it. It'll be very happy. You'll be happy. It takes a little while. It's Friday. You'll do it now. You won't feel good about it till Tuesday. Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When you finally make the plunge? Oh yeah. You'll do it today because you know you have to. Tomorrow you feel like fucking ass about it, dude. You feel like you made the biggest mistake of your life. I know that. Sunday, it'll kind of wash away. For some reason, you'll be numb about it. It won't be so intense. Then Monday, it comes back pretty heavy. Twice as heavy. That's that extra purge. That's the putrefaction. You got that emotional clearing, but that's the putrefaction where it comes back up. It's like, fuck. You start really overthinking it. You start feeling bad again. You really overthink it, and you start feeling bad about it on a Monday. By Tuesday, God gives you this new strength. You're in that Mars energy. It kind of burns away, and you're like, fuck it. Fuck it. I gotta move on, bro. I gotta fucking move on. Fuck it. No matter if it worked out or not, it's too many days. You've let it go. It's done. And that's that fermentation. After time, it sets in. What changes have we made? I don't know. In essence, I'm just changing the way I viewed the past. I had to look through, I had to look back through the past, look in the mirror of the past, and the stories I told myself, and revisit those stories, relive those stories, hear the truth behind them. I told people, but they didn't get it. How do you put a lifetime of pain and suffering into a couple of words? Can't. They need the details. It only makes it worse, motherfuckers. But in essence, it's like, going into the details of your shadow work, going really back to these moments, like Kanye had to go back to that moment with his cousin. That was a part of him that he kept hiding, dude. A secret memory that kept sneaking up on him, bro, and he wished he couldn't remember, and he imagined how bad he felt every time it came up. So he kept trying to forget it, and he kept trying to forget it, and finally he fucking faced it. And he did what we do as writers. He descriptively told about this experience. Not something you should probably sell on music, again, Russ. But he needed to speak about it, and he needed to be heard. He needed to hear himself. He needed to let this part of him out. Not for your understanding, but for his. He needed it to be free because it was tormenting him. If I finally tell this, then it's not going to keep sneaking up on me. It's pretty much how shadows come out, you know what I mean? They need to be heard. And they're very appalling because we've hid this from you. We've hid these things real hard from you. Because we didn't want you to, persecute us. But now it's killing us inside that what you're going to say doesn't matter anymore. We've just need it out. We've killed ourselves with it. There's nothing you can do that's going to hurt us more. We just need it out of us. And that's when you really speak your truth, bro. It's like you've had enough of it. There's many people that come up to me that tell me about their sexual abuse. And they've never told anyone. But they can feel safe. Strangers, bro, within a day, maybe even 2 days, or maybe even a couple minutes, bro. They feel safe. It comes into the conversation. Somehow, something starts the conversation where they will tell me how they were sexually abused by somebody and never talked about it till now. What happens? I bring your shadows to surface to feel safe to see them. And I can actually sit there with you if you let them out, and I can help you care for them. But nevertheless, they feel safe to come to the surface. Because why? Because I am the shadow, I'm the Lilith. Tell her your pain, she knows it. Tell her your suffering, she knows it. She knows how to deal with this. She will help you. It's not you, it's your higher self knows that I can help you through this. But you've been carrying it for too long. Why do people carry it? Because if they were to tell the wrong person, it would be used against them and they would be made to feel weak. But in essence, inside of us, it's always we're using it against ourselves and making ourselves feel weak. It's just something that happened. And when Kanye told his story, I made sure that he knew it was okay. It's okay. It doesn't feel okay when we look back at these things that happen. But we're okay, aren't we? We're a little fucked up from them, but we can fix that. We're a little fucked up, bro. They fucked us up, for sure. The things that have happened to us fucked us up. And that's why we owe it to ourselves to go back to these moments and fix ourselves. We can't fix ourselves now. We have to go back to where it happened. We don't even realize what's wrong with us now, because we haven't looked back at what happened to us that made us this way. Do you know what I mean? So naturally, as a projection, anti-Semitic Kanye West is always using, always making fun of gay people because he doesn't want to be accused of one. And then when he comes out and he's honest about his homosexual acts, he sees another man that's being persecuted for homosexual acts, and he feels comfortable to be in this person's space. Because he has some secret homosexual tendencies himself. And that's where that misery loves company. And we can't fully understand what it means to hide something like that. But they do. And it doesn't make them less powerful men. It just means that, there's a part of them that had to come to the surface. Diddy's still Diddy. We'll just look at him a little bit differently. Do you know what I mean? And all of that needed to be seen because you couldn't actually understand Diddy if you didn't know what he was. You couldn't have compassion for Kanye if you didn't know what he's been through. You'd never admire Eminem without all of his tragedy and pain. And that goes back to me. You can't have respect for me until you know what I've been through. You have no reason to respect me as a person. But you can respect my resilience. You can respect my tenacity. You can respect my kindness when you know what kind of life I've been through. It doesn't mean much until you know what I mean, that I'm still all these things after what I've been through. So your shadows are extremely important. What you've been through strengthens you. It may make you feel weak at some times, but that's because you haven't seen the power in what it was. It doesn't feel good, bro. I show you, it doesn't feel good to go back into these places of being victimized. But it's important to see how strong you were and how that did change you and how that's playing out right now. Since I was 15 years old, I was told that I wasn't a good enough wife or mother. And I spent my whole life trying to be the best wife and mother because of something they told me. I never got a chance to be a woman because I was too busy trying to compete to be a good wife and mother. I'm 42 years old. God's trying to make me one again, and it's my biggest fear in the world because I was never good enough before. I gave it everything, and I got destroyed. I lost everything trying to be somebody's wife and mother to their children. This is my biggest fear in the world. And I've been working on rehabilitating it and facing it so that I can, in essence, be what I never wanted to be, with a different perspective. But every time I get close to it, all of this comes up. "15 to about 25, I gave it to him. I wandered from 25 till about 29, and then I met the second one. And I gave him off and on 8 years, and I've been wandering for 7. That's what I saw was the pattern. I was never chasing anybody's man, bro. I was running away from them. I just wanted to be their friend. I had to fight real hard to be close. And again, when twin flame number 1 didn't understand it, my whole life was against this. And as I told you, I fought everything. If you look back so far, as of now, he was the only man that made me feel safe enough to try again. He started this, where I was willing to try again for him. I didn't have a reason. The way he made me feel, I was ready to do it again. When I gave up on him, God woke me with the other ones, where I was willing to try harder again. It was was men that I found that were worth trying for again. Despite all my fears and who they were, my love for them made me want to try again. It made me fight all my fears and have to face all my terrors and all my pains to do this. I say it all the time. Women that have been through what I've been through don't go back to men. They become celibate for the rest of their lives, a priestess, as I say, or they become lesbians. They stay away, or they find love in, you know what I mean, in the same sex so that they're safe. That's just my experience. I come from a long line of women, independent single women that got themselves burned by men real hard to where they didn't really recover. My oldest sister, was celibate for over 20 years before she got with this guy. Really? Yeah, she got pregnant with her son when I got pregnant with Mary Jane. We were both pregnant, sick at the same time. She stayed single all those years, way on. I had already had Amelia and CJ, she was still single. We shut down. Sophia, after her husband died, she had lovers, she had sex escapades, she's a freak for sure. No boyfriends. Until she had that best friend that was her boyfriend before her husband that got out of jail during COVID. My cousins, my aunts, we didn't have men. My aunt turned into a lesbian actually after her marriage. Her daughter, same thing. We were like with King of Wands. We'd have little flings, but nothing serious that would interrupt our households. We never brought men home. We didn't, we'd go out and be flirty and have fun, but never anything serious. I could speak to that for all the women in my family. It was a curse. My daughter, her first boyfriend, she's played wife too. She hasn't left him. She's been his wife for all these years. There was some domestic violence in the beginning. I'm not really sure how that goes. In general, Latin men are taught to be aggressive, so I don't know if they can make a life on it, and it's just a typical lifestyle. I'm not sure. But yeah, she hasn't been nobody's girlfriend. She's been playing wifey since the beginning. You just see the patterns, bro. That's all I can do is see where I am, what brought me here. Now I can see why I run from the one thing I want the most. How I really want it, but it terrifies the very life of me. Because all I have are those terrible memories. And it's not how they treated me, it's how I surrendered. I don't look at what they did, I look at how I let them do this. I can't see it that way. As powerful as I am, I gave them all power. And I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of giving all power to the wrong man again. And that's natural. And because of that, because I was sure I couldn't not surrender in such a way, I just didn't play the game. That's also why I don't play the game, why I'm not dating. I don't know how to date. I never learned. I know how to be your wife. It's like a mail-ordered bride, right? Crazy. And then you look at Lilith. The whole story of Lilith. Tell me that's not karma. Tell me that's not karma. And that's why I feel like I did what you said, gone. I played wifey. I gave them kids. Why do I have to do this again? I said, because this time I want you to be happy while you do it. Oh God, please don't make me. He says this time it'll be better. I wanted to say I'm not getting any better at it, but that's not true. But I had to learn a lot. Obviously, I didn't learn anything. I didn't have the manpower, the man experience to deal with men. You can't fully know how to deal with men with just that kind of background. So I had all kinds of men to teach me about men and how to deal with them, how to love them, how to understand them, how they work, how they think, how they move, what their intentions are, what their fears are, what they do. I learned that through my 12. I learned about man. And how much to love them and how much, when to hold back and when not to give and all of that. I had to learn all of that. And then you're like, okay, am I done? And they're like, no, we're going to send you one now. And in essence, you're like, oh, you would think that, like, it's the wish come true, but it's like the real work begins. What? Not to be scared all the time. Not to be triggered all the time. The closer I get to men, the closer I get to my pain. He sent me a dick pic and I went crazy. I knew I would, but I couldn't stop it. And I looked at myself when that happened and I'm like, Jesus, you're so unhealed. You're no closer to sex or love or marriage or anything. I try to force it. I try to force the healing to go faster, but I can't. I can't make myself better. I get better. That's how it is. I can't make myself better. I just get better. I've been doing this for a long time. In the beginning, I had so much pain that as soon as I'd go through one thought, another would come. Now I can clear them out and I can sit in peace for a couple of hours, days, until they come in. But it's what I've been doing since the beginning. Trying to re-piece together my shitty-ass life and change the narrative and repower myself before it destroys me. One truth alone can destroy me if I don't work through it really well. Any of these memories can destroy a person to where they can't find a way to live because of what they've been through. Gotta make it through, man. Tomorrow's another day. That's where I'm at. And sometimes there are actual physical people, places, and things. A lot of them, when you get as far as me, when you've eliminated all of the people, places, and things, there's literally nothing they can. I mean, God took my car. And there's always that. Then it's a lot of your belief systems. You have to eliminate this thing that you're thinking, this way of life that you're living, the things you're holding on to. And that's it. He told me to stop saying the F word too. He's constantly trying to reshape me. And and it's like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. And it's my own self, like, I can do this. But there's a lot of it. All day, there's a lot of it. Not being the old me. Just being a better me. And as the time comes, you become it. It's not even a war. You just become this better version. Whereas now I'm typically just a Queen of Cups all the time. You'll see me flare up sometimes. But I'm just typically a loving being all the time. Whereas when I started this, I was just a Queen of Swords all the time. Just always talking shit. Backstabbing bitch. Always cutting throats, barbecuing people, fucking all that shit. it's still me. That's a big part of me. It's not the most important part of me, but it's a fun part of me. You know what I mean? That was a way of life for me, being like Marshall, just chopping it up all the time. Just chopping motherfuckers up, mince meat. It's entertainment, to say the least, but it's not my 0 point. I guess I said that it always was, that my 0 point was the Queen of Swords. I mean, I don't fuck around, but I'm more cups about it. I've got a cup in my hand while I'm doing it now. I don't want to spill my cup. And that's the ascension, bro. It's in tarot. You learn to take this journey through each of those cards, which is through your own self, through your own mind, through your own experiences. And it's not just one time, dude. We're not just being hung today, being faced with our shadows and hoping for a victory. That's pretty much every day. Well, there's our energy spread and our mystical teachings of tarot. I'll try to put this in with the tarot teachings. There's just so many of them. But yeah, there's more to it than love readings and checking on your finances. Let God worry about that shit, bro. Worry about putting yourself back together. All those fragmented pieces in time that you've cut off. The cool you that used to use like aquamarine fucking hairspray and shit. The cool you that was so cool when you were like a teenager in your 20s. Oh man, we're so cool, aren't we? Hey, I love yous. I'll catch you guys later for some more shadow shit. Hopefully I don't have to dig anymore, and you can just dig in your own shadows, pick your own scabs, and fucking heal your own self. I love yous. Laters. Bye bye now.